All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Jewish Collaborative of Orange County ongoing learning program.
Got
The Advanced Learning Institute. We meet here Mondays at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is where I am. And we feature great scholars from all over the country. I may be the exception that proves the rule here. First, I'm basically a self-taught artist. This is my little bio. At age 62 or 63, I'm not quite sure. Early in retirement, I took a basic watercolor class from a neighbor. After he and his family went back north, I persisted. I read a lot, got online. I took a basic class with somebody in Myrtle Beach, and I painted. At this point, I consider myself a professional artist. I show in local galleries and occasionally sell my work. Yes, it's very nice. As an art historian, I am more an art history buff rather than a scholar. And specifically, I'm interested in Jewish art and artists. Today, I'll share some of what I've learned. There are admittedly many gaps in my knowledge, and some of you may know more than I do, and may be able to fill in some of those gaps. Because one of the things I love about teaching and learning is learning, not just from my research, but from you all, my audience. Today, we are going to work from the beginnings, so to speak, through the Enlightenment. I'm going to share my screen. Look at that. Try to share my screen. Where's my other guy? That's not him. Well, I don't know where he is. So there you go. Let's see what happens. Let's start with him. This is a painting from Daniel Moritz Oppenheim, who lived between 1799 and 1882. He is said to have been the first Jewish artist. And I say, what? What have we been doing for the last 4,000 years, us artists? All right, so now we get to go back. I'll tell you something. Spoiler alert here. We were very busy. Who remembers who Bezalel was? Anybody?
Who does what? Bezalel?
Yeah, do you remember who he is? Or was?
Yeah, the word means shadow, and he worked in the shadow, I guess, of God, God's helper. He was an artist, and there's like a Bezalel school for 100, 200 years in Israel.
That's right.
Where the students, learn art. But I think I'm not sure that he designed the first whatever that is. I can't think of the word now.
Mishkan.
Mishkan, thank you. I think he designed the first Mishkan, and the story is that he got the design, I guess, from God. That I'm not sure of, but anyway.
Well, you are absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the artisan appointed by God to build a tabernacle. That is, in fact, comes from Exodus 3:12. And I'm going, wow, art at Mount Sinai. Been around, working hard. This is a replica of what some people think that the tabernacle might have looked like. It's, in fact, in Israel. In fact, there is a whole a whole class of classes and artists who've done many representations of what they think the ark might have looked like. We had a we had a we had a class tar study where we studied that. And we all came up with our own design. I think it actually looked like the menorah, but all right. So we started there in biblical times. Jewish artists built the first temple. And why up? Oh, uh, trying to move around through. Technical things are not my forte, and usually it is my friend Bonnie who does this for me, but she's on the road, so she's not doing it. Hang on. Let's see what I can do. All right. There for a minute. Start again. All right. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, easier. Nice. Um, the Jewish artists built the first temple, which is described as overlaid with cherubim. The second temple is described in the Talmud as the most beautiful structure on earth. Oh, where were we? Oh, we were busy making art. Um, moving on to life after the second temple. Back to sharing screen. I'll get this right. No worries. Maybe. I'll get you down from there. We don't want you anymore. So, okay. We found this. That is from the Beit Alpha Synagogue. In 1928, Hezbollah kibbutz members.
We can't hear you.
Your audio isn't working, I don't think, Sheila. I mean, Sylvia.
Huh. Well, let me try again.
Oh, now we can hear you.
Oh, you have to talk.
That's so weird.
Is that from the top of Mount Nebo, that flooring?
It is from the Bet Alpha Synagogue in northern Israel, which they dug up in
Northern Israel.
28. Yeah, and I don't know why you can't hear me when I do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Mm.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, one of the things they found was this, and this is a mosaic from the floor of the Beit Alpha Synagogue. And yes, if whoever said "ooh," yes, it is so well. It's so detailed and beautiful, and the whole synagogue um, is filled with these kinds of mosaics on the floor, on the walls, everywhere. And they're all just detailed, beautiful etchings and painting. And one other thing, and you know what this is, right? Everybody knows what this is.
Oh, the slaying of Isaac.
Yeah, the binding of Isaac. They didn't
The
kill him
binding.
yet. They
He didn't get
tried.
slayed, the binding of Isaac.
Yes,
Sorry, Sylvia.
and no, that's all right. And if you read it right to left, as you would if it were in Hebrew, which it is, because there's no
It's Yitzhak.
Isaac, Abraham,
Oh, yeah.
and here we get some more. And here we see the fire in the altar, um, and Isaac in his father's hands. He didn't look too happy. Isaac with his sword facing Abraham, with his sword facing Isaac. And you see this little eye there? It looks like he's looking up towards the hand of God. And over here, we've got the ram
Ah,
and and here are the two guys who and the donkey accompanying them. And this is what's one of the interesting things about this is the days before we discovered perspective. So you see Isaac is big, and that whole area, this whole area is fairly big. And as we go past this way, it starts getting a little bit smaller. And I believe, and I think other people believe too, that this is trying to let us know that they are further away. We just didn't have the skill to put them up here somewhere, and make that perspective real.
Sylvia, it's Sheila. You know what I find interesting about this? And again, I could be imposing 21st century political, social science on it, is, you look at Christian art and everything from these early biblical stories, everybody's white, right? In Western, look at the color of the skin. Like, of course, people from the Middle East had beautiful, darker skin,
Well, yeah,
honey-colored skin, coffee-colored skin.
that's right.
So it's like, what, Rosalie?
no, it's a good observation. I didn't even perceive that. You're 100% right. Yeah.
That is, yep.
Well, maybe, but it just it's like if it's when you look at the mimetic value of art, and this to me is so much more authentic than Moses coming down from the mountain as this completely white man.
Right, like we saw in the beginning. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And
Hi, this
going.
is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Honesty is always the best policy, especially when dealing with my YouTube community or the YouTube community in general. So today I'm going to show you a watch that I'm going to be brutally honest with you. It's trying to be one thing. It is trying to be a sub knockoff or something that someone would mistake for a sub. It is done in the styling. It's got the Mercedes hands, everything about it. But it's offered at a great price. And I think that there are people out there.
All right. So I don't know what that is, but let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. I love commercials. Don't you love commercials? So weird.
I think someone had their mic on.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you. All right. So let's move on to look at that. That is from the Dura Europus find, which is a great synagogue. In 1932, an archaeological team headed by Clark Hopkins, working in Syria, unearthed one of the great archaeological finds of all time, and that was the well-preserved synagogue located in the desert of Dura Europus. The walls were painted with images of people and animals depicting stories from the Bible, including the binding of Isaac, the tree of life from Genesis, Jacob blessing his sons, the story of Esther, and more. There are 28 paintings in all, and you see how detailed they are. I think I have something that may help us here. No, I can't. No, that's not it. Get out of there. Maybe I don't. Anyway, so here, why isn't that here? I don't want that. That zodiac though that you see is also from the floor of Debate Alpha. It is amazing, and this one was too. I think this is Jacob blessing his sons.
Those are the,
Oh yeah, all kinds of things. Can't see everything, unfortunately. But this is really the way it goes is pretty cool. All right. I'm trying. I'm sorry that my technical skills aren't as good as they should be. It was. Oh, yeah, my lab. You don't need my art. Okay, so this is from all kinds of things here. 1932. We found this in 1932, and this, including the binding of Isaac, tree of life from Genesis, Jacob blessing his sons, the story of Esther, and much, much more.
can I say some, wait, can I say something?
Absolutely, anybody can say anything
it's-
they want.
It's Rosalie. Look at the, from right to left on the top, there's a talit, or there's a toga. Yes, that's where you're pointing.
Right.
There looks like it's, I don't want to say the evil eye, but there's an eye. EYE. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
You went
Right
past it. Right below. There.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that is bizarro.
Well, yes.
How interesting.
Yes and no. The eye in biblical times was one of, this could be from the story of Ezekiel, one of his, or was it Jeremiah? Yeah, I think it was Ezekiel. It was one of those dreams where he saw an eye in the heavens, and it was interpreted as the eye of God, that God is watching us.
Okay.
So, yes, it's bizarro, but it is also not so bizarro.
It's very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yep, this is
Wait,
really
was Pizarro an Italian painter?
related to Pissarro, who was a Jewish painter.
There you go.
Okay. And as we move along, we're going to move a little more west. We're getting into stuff
You think that's Joseph in the middle there?
Oh, come back. I'm coming
Okay.
back. No, I'm coming back to it.
Oh,
Here?
no, left, the middle picture on the left.
Here.
No, one down. The guy sitting on the stairs, on the throne, not stairs, but it looks like maybe it's Joseph interpreting dreams. I don't know. That's my
Oh,
imagination.
that could be because, look at this. It's like a lion.
No, the one to the left of it on the
This-
throne. Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Oh, it could be.
just throwing it out there.
Could
Do
be.
we know, do you know what the symbolism of the lion, looks like a lion and on the bottom, on the left and the right, there's two animals?
Yeah, tiger there and a lion to the right.
Yeah,
Tiger and a lion, and if I can't move in here.
oh, there you go, thank you.
Yeah. Do we have any wings? Lion. Story of
The-
Daniel. Could be the story of Daniel. Also could be,
Oh, the lion stem.
Yeah,
yep. Also, there is a symbol that we use, that was used, and we'll get to it in a minute, called a griffin, which is a lion's head and an eagle.
So are those actually paintings or are they murals, like they're into the wall?
They're in the wall. They're paintings on the wall. So they're murals, but they are,
They're murals, that's okay, because they're preserved, the way they're preserved is amazing.
yes, it is. And this is what I want you to see. And, so you got that I'm not the scholar, but I have a great interest in what we're doing here, and I hope to be a scholar some year. Maybe when I hit 80. Maybe not.
Doing a great job.
And working
oh,
on it.
there's the bird's head, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm moving to the Middle Ages. And here we have the great art of illumination and scribal art. So this is called the bird's head Haggadah. And I want to just explain before we look too closely at it. Well, should just look closely at it, have fun. What happened between the 6th century and this is from the 14th century? Where are all that beautiful art in synagogues? Why isn't there anymore?
When did you say this was? This is Rosalie, the 14th century? So that's when all the trouble was in Spain, certainly. Were they disguising these Jewish people as something else?
That's a very good possibility. And the possibility and the reason we don't have all the great paintings and art in synagogues could have been, this is my theory, is yes, we were living in a very dangerous mobile time. We were moving around a lot. We were trying to live under the radar. And we were forced to that. So here, just in the 14th century, here are a few things that happened to us. 1306, Jews were expelled from France. 1315, we were recalled. 1320, it was the Shepherds Massacres, which took place all throughout France against the Jews. 1336, the Armbäder Massacres in Germany. 1348 to 49, the Black Death Massacres of Central Europe and France. 1391, the massacres and conversions that happened in Castile and Aragon. And we're only talking about the 14th century. We haven't got to the, really, I mean, that's really bad. So this was persecution of the Jews went on and on. With all this going on, just in the 14th century, it's amazing to me that we are here at all and that we can boast of the rich legacy of philosophy, religion, and art. We have so much history and but not because it was easy on us. So it seemed to me that we adapted. We adapted to keep ourselves alive. Okay, so this bird's head Haggadah from the 14th century comes from southern Germany. It's the first known Haggadah printed separate and apart from a Siddur. It was written on parchment, a dark brown ink, and tempera were used for the letters and also the drawings. The bird's heads have been a subject of great debate through time. Somebody just brought this up. Mark Michael Epstein posits that the heads are not birds, but griffins, which resemble both lion and eagle. So they are stately creatures. He notes that characters that are non-Jews have flat heads and blurred faces. I'm looking for a non-Jew here. Oh, maybe not here, but they all the ones that I see.
The
Now,
top left is blurred.
right,
Kind of. So that's Diana.
It looks like the top left and then in the bottom left that they're doing.
The bottom left
Yeah.
with the
yes,
the
yes,
yellow-
yes, I know it was our one, absolutely.
You know that most of these, I think, were done by Christian artists for the Jewish people.
Some of them were, and some of them were not. And this is a whole other part of that debate, is that were these done by Christian artists who were particularly anti-Semitic and were showing us the stereotypical form that of what they think or thought a Jew looked like.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or another debate about this was maybe we, it was Jewish artists, and we conformed to what the Christians wanted so we didn't get in trouble. And this is how they thought of us. I personally like Epstein's thoughts on this, that they were really because they were really, really griffins or stately characters, and that they may have and then the Jews were getting over on somebody, you know. Here, and a side note here is, and we'll give you a clue as to what might have happened, is although we don't know who the illuminator was, we do know that the scribe was named Menachem because the Hebrew letters of his name are graphically accentuated in the Hebrew word Munahem within the text. So you got M, N. They're there. I think that's fascinating. So this is one way that, and this was, in fact, during this period, one way that we signed our work. Because we weren't, even when we were working for Christian patrons and doing some kind of art, we were not allowed to sign our names to anything. This was one way to subvert that, and I'll bet you we can find that other places. I think that's all fascinating. Oh, all right, this is not acceptable. I have to find this stuff. I'm going to stop the share for a minute. That. There. You see that?
See your list. Still in the list. It says Golden Haggadah, Daniel Moritz, Oppenheim. It's your
What it is?
it's just your list.
Oh, those are the recent ones that you showed. It goes down to the Bird's Head Haggadah.
Yeah. I'll
the
have to
list. So those are what you've shown so far.
stop share. It's in that is, I got it. I think I have a way to do it. Hang on.
So just while she's looking, I have to say that on the Haggadah, it looked like they were little uh, Hebrew symbols around in little different parts, not in the major text. I was trying to figure out what they were near the figures. So I don't know if they were giving them those figures a name or what, but they were too tiny to see. So
Yeah, are
they were-
these right here? See them because I didn't screen share. Yeah, it'll be all right.
but there was the text from Diana, but that's what I was wondering about all the little tiny letters. Yeah, see up here and to the left, the far left,
Right.
two, and then there's another one down by what looks like a dog.
Yeah,
See the little letters here, and then on the
Yeah.
other page also. I can't make them out though.
well, they are Hebrew.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that. Oh, Shaha.
Uh, uh,
It's interesting though.
What's that on the other side? Okay. With all the little, what looks like seeds that they might be picking up? What are they picking up?
oh, no, that is a question.
Marbles.
Marbles? Okay.
They're
Pick up
fun.
six.
The hands look,
Okay.
I have to say the hands look like they're holding like wafers to me,
Okay.
but of some sort. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Does anybody else have an idea what those two hands might be holding?
Oh, holding the
What is
latkes
going
down.
Oh,
Or
that
the
could be-
latkes, yeah, they could be that.
That
They-
is interesting.
they could be the two
Oh.
hands.
that-
For the blessing of the children too.
Oh,
It's interesting
yeah.
how we all interpret it differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
The priestly blessing, you mean? Whoever said that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The priestly blessing. Absolutely.
Yevarechaha Adonai, something.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, that's not what it says though. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe they're blessing whatever. I mean, that looks like a bird falling.
That looks like a
Yeah.
bird up on top. Yeah.
I
up the
think
bottom.
it's a representation of mana,
That's
Oh.
true.
Yes,
because if
yes,
you look at the
yes.
text,
Yeah.
and especially on the left-hand page where it
Mm.
talks about in Dayenu about Har Sinai, and then you see in the pictures there's the little mound is labeled Har, like Mount Sinai.
Mhm.
And
Uh-huh.
so I think these illustrations, and then we have Matan Torah at the top of that page with God's handing the Luchot, Habrit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming those hands represent God's hands on the right-hand page at the
Mhm.
bottom. And it's a depiction of mana because that's the line from Dayenu that is right by in the text.
Right. And actually, if you look at all the illustrations, there are no blurred faces in this particular page because when she enlarged it, you can see that they still have the beak face on those two characters.
Yeah.
Right. Fascinating.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
great.
Great
Jay.
explanation.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Great.
Let's see if I can come up with what I'm looking for. There. I stopped to share for a minute. And again, I am so technically unsavvy that this,
That-
yeah. So I should be able to do that then, right? It's there.
So that temple, that temple that they found, that of that one picture, all of in Serbia, did you say? Or Syria?
Syria. Come
Oh,
back.
the one with the synagogue.
Back.
It's a few back.
Yeah. Do that.
What country did you say that was in?
Syria.
Oh, Syria. So is it possible to go actually see that? Do we go to Syria?
If you can go to Syria, and if you think it's not too dangerous.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm just-
I don't think you can get into Syria.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
What's
look
that?
at this, Middle Ages.
This is yes, we are in the Middle Ages. This is the Haggadah called the Golden Haggadah. Dates from 1320 to 1330. Used in Catalonia. Contains lavish illustrations in high Gothic style with Italianate influences. It now resides in the British Library and can be fully viewed as part of the digitized manuscript collection MS27210. For those of you who are watching on a recording and you are in the UK and have a minute, you might want to go see it. It's actually very beautiful. And we don't know who the illustrators were, but based on artistic evidence, it looks like that there were at least two illustrators. The Haggadah made its way to Italy and was there for a long time, most likely around the time of our expulsion from Spain in 1492.
Mhm.
So what, you think these are two different illustrators? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, these might be the same, but you know, the Haggadah was a fairly good sized document because we weren't printed in little books.
Right.
So it could have been us. I don't know actually, because it seems to me that, say, this guy here, he's got a lot of the same as he does here. So it may be that we are.
It looks like the same painter.
Yeah, it probably is, but there are other illustrations and there are probably other.
They made
think,
both of those dogs really skinny. They're similar.
yeah, they didn't feed the dogs like we do now. We don't make them fat.
Mhm.
No fat dogs. So next thing I want to show you. So we're doing, as you know, we're doing a really very quick look through what
So
we.
it's amazing how the colors are so still vibrant.
Back to you, like you, except that where did the rest of my stuff? Stopping. Yeah, I know it's great. Let's bring that home. This. Share. Bring this up again. Here. Share. I think you guys are my friends. All right, here's what I want to do now. Come down. There's also wonderfully. See anything that says Katuba?
We see your monthly payments at the bottom.
Yeah, I pay them once in a while.
Yeah, I saw the ketubah in the.
Maybe if you search on the search bar, if you write ketubah,
Oh yeah,
Is the picture
it's
of the
right there.
Yeah.
Downloaded Casal
right.
on Frato.
Yep. Thank you.
The 1, 2, 3, the fourth one.
What'd you say? Come back.
Oh, there it is.
That's
the
it. Yeah, that is it.
fourth one.
Thank you, Madeline. Thank you. And let's see if I can make that a little bigger. Aye, right. Go back.
I think we can each make it larger.
Oh, there we go. What year
Yeah.
is this from, Sylvia?
This is, I'm getting there. This dates from about 1630, and it was it's it's manuscript paper and ink, and is from the Casate Monferrato in northern Italy, and it dates from 1630. Today, it resides in the Dora Jewish Division of the New York Public Library. Go to New York. While there are many examples of ketubah from the 18th century and beyond, examples from the 14th through 17th century are rare. The area encompassing Casate Monferrato is the most influential area of Italian ketubahs, school of ornamentation. You see how how intricate all these are. They depict scenes from their flowers. There's one right here. You can see it. Looks like it might be a lyre, and they're saying that it could be like David playing a lyre, butterflies, all kinds of things. It's hard to see on the screen. I apologize for that. But it is so interesting and so beautiful. And I can't see, it says that on the four corners, there are Mogan Davids. See, I don't see them. That's quite amazing.
What's something supposed to be on the four corners besides those little,
Stars of David.
oh,
And I know I don't see them. Star there at the center of the upper margin features a medallion with two hands in priestly blessing along the tree of life.
Maybe missing that part of the ketubah.
Okay.
Maybe, higher
Up that I couldn't get.
Yeah.
I went to find it. I didn't go. So what we can take out of this is that it is so beautiful and intricate, and I can't wait to see it in person.
Sylvia, is it painted or is it like fiber arts?
No, it's not fiber art. It's painted with tempera and ink. And this is paper. Remember, this is paper.
Parchment, yeah.
Parchment paper,
It
yep.
looks so, like, if you look at the trim on the right side of the, yeah, right where the hand is, does that just look so intricate?
Yep, yep. And it's over here too. It is so
Yeah.
intricate. Done by hand. My little arthritic hand is going, oh my God. But this is what happens. This is what happened. And if you think that people will say that because of what happened to us, that that there were laws against us being in the professions, and one of the professions was the fine arts. And we were relegated to the work of artisans like scribal arts and ornamentation. And I will tell you something. somebody's missing the boat because this illumination and ornamentation is the most beautiful art, you know, and we don't see it anymore. I don't, how many, I own 3 or 4 Haggadot, and there's nothing like the Haggadahs that I've been looking at in the last couple of weeks. Nothing. Because you know how you do an ornamentation? You buy a stencil and just put it on there. Or do digital art. It's the way it is. So I know, I think you may be saying to me, but what about painting? What about painting? And I will say to you, yes, artist paints it, but and even from the 16th to the set to again beyond, painters painted human figures. But they have painted, most of they were intended for the walls of private homes. In 17th century, there are murals on biblical episodes in Italian ghettos, and this time, at this time, there was much more painting, but a lot of the painting, remember, was still under the auspices of our host country, our host state. So things that we couldn't do. I would like to see, find this guys. Good. Find you. My God. There's that. I say again. I'm sorry. Thought I had it all good. I worked on this and the screen sharing for a long time. And obviously I didn't get it. Right over page, look at this. I'm looking for a guy named Ostigo. He's 17th century painter. See him? There he is.
And who did this?
Okay, so this is very interesting actually. This is a 17th century Jewish artist named Jona Ostiglio, and he became a court painter in the Florentine court of the Medici family and a member of the Academy of Fine Arts because the Medicis became his patron. Jews in Florence were confined to the ghetto in most Italian states in that time, actually, and subsisted mainly on what we could eke out a living, like selling clothes and rag picking, and because they were banned from joining the professional guilds. Astiglio, who was not the only Jewish artist working in Italy, but the anti-Semitic restrictions meant that Jews were restricted to artisan kind of work. They could work, but not sign their names. And they worked a lot on paintings that Christians were doing, or they worked for Christians, and Christians would take credit for the paintings. Astiglio was set apart because of the patronage of the Medicis, who in arts and sciences at that point were quite enlightened. However, after his death, his works were mainly forgotten. Why do you think that was? Pretty good. Yeah.
What do we think it was? The
Why do
picture?
you, no, what, yeah, that's a landscape. Why do you think that, after he died, his works were totally forgotten and they're in some,
Well, they didn't even acknowledge the Jews while we were alive, not being allowed to sign our art.
right,
Like this. So it's not that he was forgotten, he was never even acknowledged.
right. And who found him? That, I mean, it's just, it's, ugh, makes me sick just to think about that.
So do you have any idea how he was rediscovered, his paintings and who he was, if they're not signed? I mean, I know they can go by the, the content.
And, I had a little note on that. So organized today. I was organized some days, but no today.
Sylvia, do
Sylvia-
you know? Sylvia, do you know where this painting is depicting what's seen?
Oh, here we are. It
Location.
just says, yeah, okay, it just says, it's a landscape. And it is in the Uffizi Gallery. Okay, so they discovered it. Not until Pierre Gabriel Mancuso, who's an expert in Jewish history, rediscovered him. And I haven't been able to find exactly how he did that, but I'm going to be looking, and I apologize for that. There's so much that we don't know because it was in somebody's closet or he was in a relative's closet and it was found. And I am thinking that they found it when doing research on the Medici rather than doing research on.
It's quite beautiful. The contrast between the landscape, the browns, and the sky is just stunning.
Yes, yes. Very typical of the we're coming into modern period, but the pre-modern period, almost romantic. You would see something like this, if you're looking at an artist in America, you'd see something like this in Thomas Cole, who created these huge landscapes that brought you from the land to the water and beyond, so that
I mean, the light building is almost like a segue into the lighter, yet lighter sky. I mean,
and
it's really,
and also tells you it's a little further away. It's the darkness brings you closer, and lightness brings you further away. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, so it's really cool. really cool. It's almost time. I thought I didn't have enough. Okay, really. That's right. That's exactly right. Hudson River School of Painting. Nice little gallery up in Catskill, where Thomas Cole's studio was. So this will and do I know where the painting is now? Well, yeah. Okay, this kind of does it for me. We're going to go into the Enlightenment and beyond next week. And being the artist that I am, you will know that I have a lot more info, and I think most of us do have a lot more info on Jewish artists from the Enlightenment on. Before we leave, I have a question. Who's a Jewish painter that you know, besides Rosalie's daughter? She's a wonderful painter.
I can't think of his name, the guy from New York that CSP always has. I can't think of his name.
To go.
Toby Kahn.
Toby, yeah.
Toby Kahn,
He's very good.
Contemporary. Yep, he's contemporary. He's a sculptor and a painter. Yes, Chagall. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. And what am I doing? Any other painting, any others that you can think of? Because we're going to study
Modigliani, right?
Modigliani, yes.
Good.
Yes. Yep. Women? Any women, you know? Think of?
Sylvia. Initially, I was like,
Oh, we
is this
love
a
that.
trick question?
And how, go
Are
ahead,
you
Jen.
talking about in a distinct period of time or?
Anywhere modern, we're talking modern, I don't mean
Helen
necessarily
Krasner?
abstract.
I mean, what about like?
Krasner, somebody said Lee Krasner. So from 19th century up to now. Yep. And Lee Krasner. What about Judy Chicago? You guys from California? Feminist artist. Opened the women's studio project from Cal State Fresno, open only to women. And really a big voice in the in the feminist movement. Yay. Krasner, who was actually married to Jackson Pollock, who was not Jewish, but she was. Pissarro, yes. We're going to study all these guys. And I want to say that I'm going to try, and I'm going to try to be more organized next time. I'm going to try to take at least half our time for women artists, because there are more. Yes, Elsa Burke. Thank you, Jay. Because there are more women artists than are popularly known, because the art world is very hard on women. And also I want to say that, and Rosalie will back me up here, I have neglected a lot of the artists, Sephardic and Israeli artists, because I don't know so much about them really. It is. Some of the Israeli arts.
Also sculptors too.
I would like to say that in spite of your technical problems, we learned a lot today without you realizing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really did. I mean, that was frustrating for you, and we were patient, and you taught us. Because I'm thinking about the fact that we didn't go through 25 artists. was much more helpful than to go through, you know, a list of them, a litany of them. Just doing 6 or 7 or 8 was very helpful to retain the information. So I thank you. And
I agree. I agree. Thank you.
I gotta
Thank
go.
you.
My son is here from up north, so
Oh, no, good. And
Thank you
thank
so
you all
much.
for being here. Thank you for your patience, and I really hope you come back next week. And love having friends. Oh,
Thank
and
you so
Sheila,
much.
so good to see you, Sheila.
You had a great job. Thank you for all the other input also. It's interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much. All right. Now I gotta go collapse somewhere. Like, oh my God.
Thank you so
No
much,
rest.
Sylvia.
It's
I'll end
over.
the
The
meeting
part's
then.
over. The
Yeah,
first
this
one.
was great.
The first one's the worst one. So you did a great
No.
job.
The only thing really I think the thing that I think we should stop that recording. I'm gonna